Well, good evening, everybody. It is Good Friday evening, and it is 17 minutes after 11 on Friday evening, Good Friday, the 2nd of April. Hope everybody's getting ready to enjoy their weekend. For those who are Christian, it's Holy Weekend, and Sunday will be Easter Sunday. So I hope everybody has a good start. Hope everybody had a good Friday today. I think I'm going to put my hat on. So, as you can see, I got a haircut. And also, I think my eye problem's coming back. Take a look at my eye. Well, actually, it's both my eyes, but this one here is the worst. Getting swelling around the skin around the eye again. So, I think my original hunch was correct. I'm going to let the doctor know, the eye doctor. It's the original eye drops, Timolol. And there's an ingredient in this particular eye drop. He wants to drop my pressure down, but I'm allergic to the drops. So I'll have to have him look at my eyes again. Anyway, what's happening today? Well, we had an unfortunate incident today in the Capitol again. One individual, I believe he was around 25 years of age. They did mention his name, but I didn't get it. Well, anyway, he drove his car on the north side of the Capitol complex and rammed his car into one of those concrete barriers. And then he got out of the car with a knife. And my understanding is there was one of the Capitol police was stabbed, and he was in the hospital, I believe, in stable condition. The other cop was killed. I'm not sure. I believe he was stabbed by the attacker. I heard one report he was run over by a car, but so I'm not sure. I think he was stabbed. But in any event, there was a Capitol policeman that shot the attacker and killed him. So, needless to say, I was watching the George Floyd, the cop that killed him, the trial, but they cut in. I actually laid down on the sofa and fell asleep, and when I woke up, excitement was going on. So anyway, we lost another Capitol Police officer, and our hearts go out to him. Keep them in your thoughts and your prayers if you're so inclined to pray. But the officer that was killed was William Evans. He was killed along with the lone man who rammed his car into a concrete barrier at the Capitol in Washington. So, like I said, our hearts go out to his family. I find it amazing, though, that McConnell, what was it? I'm not sure if it was a few days ago or what, but CNN played with his Mitch McConnell, his viewpoint on the barbed wire fencing and stuff that's all around the Capitol. He didn't like the idea that there's razor wire on top. And he basically was whining about the razor wiring and, oh, we shouldn't have it around and blah, blah, blah. Well, today provided a different perspective. So I think a lot of these Republican leaders flap their lips when they don't know what they're talking about. So, President knows what he's doing. And I tell you, I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. He made promises when he had his campaign, and he's keeping those promises. Unlike a lot of presidents I remember, but particularly Trump. Trump came right out and lied about it. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring the jobs back. Yeah, he brought the jobs back all right. I don't think so. Sipping some coffee out of my John Bitteroo cup. Well, anyway, one thing else that was announced today, or was earlier today, and I'll tell you what, another reason why we should be proud of our president, the job figures came out today. Monthly job, the monthly figure came out, and 916,000 jobs were added last month, in the month of March. It's not bad. We have a way to go yet, but I'll tell you what, it's looking up there. Now, I heard this comment, well, hey, they had added 916,000 jobs. Why do we need a stimulus package? Well, because we have a lot of stuff that needs to be done in this country, and one of the main things is infrastructure. We've been hearing complaints, and I'm sure it's from the Republican side as well as the Democrats, that we have a lot of work to do with our bridges, and some bridges are crumbling and frankly unsafe to even drive across them. So the Republicans especially were whining, we need to do something about it. Well, now's the chance. They can put their money where their mouth is and help to pass it. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. We still, like I said, we still have a way to go. I'm excited for the future there, you know. So besides that, and like I said, I think, you know, we have to convince some Republicans. I tell you what, I'm not really excited as to how many Republicans are going to go along with it. We might, you know, Joe Biden, you got to give him credit. He wants to sit down and negotiate with these people, lay it out. Here's what we can do. Join us. Here's what it's going to do. But if they're going to all sit there and say, no, we're not going to go for what your program is, and if they just keep saying no and they don't want to progress forward, then Joe Biden and the Democratic legislature should just barrel through and say, we have a job to do. This is urgent. The American people, they want these improvements. The polls show it. So we work on behalf of the American people. And he should go ahead. And so far he's doing that. You can't say that he's not giving them the opportunity. He puts his hand out. Let's work together, Republicans. You know, let's not be so divided. And what do? Oh, no, we're not going to support anything that you have. Well, then good. Then you don't have to. If you don't want to, then President Biden's going to barrel on through along with the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi in the House. We have a job to do. You can get on board and join us, or sit by the wayside and face the facts that you might not be reelected in 2022 or 2024. I tell you, being an American voter, I look at what party's doing something and what party's not doing something. When we had Trump in, Oh, and he said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring the jobs back. I'm going to lower your taxes. That's why our deficit's so high. Then they have the nerve to sit there and say, oh, you're coming up with trillions of dollars for this and bring back our economy and all this. Shot in the arm deal with your trillions of dollars to get this going and get that going. At least he's going to get the economy going. He doesn't sit there and lie and say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and does nothing. So I'm excited about that. But guess what? We got to have a scandal somewhere. I can honestly say when Obama was in, we didn't have scandals. Now we have Joe Biden in. Joe Biden's worried about getting our country moving forward. When we had Trump in, we had this thing and that thing going on. Him lying out his ass about this and about that. Different scandals going on. But we don't have that with Biden. But we do have it with the Republicans. And leave it to Matt Gaetz. I pronounce it Gates, G-A-E-T-Z. Some pronounce it Gatz. I think it's Matt Gaetz. He's got a scandal of his own going on here. He's accused of trafficking a minor girl, and she was 17 years old, for sex. It's my understanding that he was providing money, for airline tickets and this and that, because he wanted this girl to go with him, and in the meantime they can have sex and everything, and it was going to be so wonderful. But you know something? I don't think these people think too well before they do. They don't think things through. They think with a certain part of their anatomy. And it's not the brain, I'll tell you that much. And now we see the results. I think it was about a week or two. I'm pretty sure Speaker Pelosi was out there. They were asking about him. And they were wondering if the Congress was going to investigate, and Nancy Pelosi said something to the effect that the Ethics Committee would handle that. So I hope the Ethics Committee does handle it. It's not looking too good for Matt Gaetz right now. And already I heard somebody was requesting that he resign. Somebody in the Congress, so boy, that would be wonderful if he would resign. I wouldn't trust him around anybody. So, he better, I'll tell you one thing though, if he gets convicted, he goes to trial and gets convicted, he's looking at at least 10 years in prison. I wouldn't want to be in his situation right now, I can tell you that much. But, anyway. Remember that situation we had about the Brian Kemp-Raman, that voting overhaul bill through, it was the House and the Senate, the Georgia House and Senate pushed it through, and they quick ran it over to Governor Kemp's desk, and he signed it into law. But I don't think that they really thought things through. When they did this, they thought, oh yeah, we're going to have our way now, we're going to run it through, and it's going to cut back on a lot of people, particularly the African American community. And they thought they were going to, they were being the big winners. Well, now the governor's finding out, and he's not too happy. There's already the MLB, or the Major League Baseball League, decided to pull out having the All-Star game being played in Georgia. I believe it was in Atlanta. So that's great. That's great. And latest word has it, he's outraged. Good for you. Good for you, Governor Kemp. You deserve it. I mean, just push something through again. Oh, you want your agenda to go through. But realize in the end it's the voter that has the final say. These companies, I understand, they weren't really too vocal against it until they felt the pressure from the African American community and other people in the Democratic Party were pushing and threatening to boycott. It's amazing what a little threat of boycotting can do to financial health of a company. And when they see that they're in trouble, maybe we better go with the crowd and condemn this voter suppression. And that's what it is, people. It's suppression. So I really believe that not only baseball, but and certain companies, they should all of them, all your sports, your national sports teams, they should pull out and make Governor Kemp feel the pain. Hey, you're going to do this stuff? Think before you do, and if you don't, face the consequences. That's what's going to happen. So, well, that's about all I have for tonight. I have a short rant. I wanted to get this out tonight. I'll tell you, our country is facing some interesting days, people. But you know, I think if the Democrats play it right, they don't really have to do much. The Republicans are screwing themselves over all by themselves. So, just hang in there, and remember, keep supporting people in your area. You know, support the Democrats. I like the guy that's running for he's a lieutenant governor, John Fetterman. He's now running for the U.S. Senate. He's from Pennsylvania. He's a lieutenant governor. I think he's a pretty cool guy. He's a big fella. He's got a little goatee down at the bottom, but I would love to see him get in and turn Pennsylvania blue. So, if you see his ads online or whatever, by all means, send him a few bucks, send him $5, whatever. Support the campaign because we need it. Trust me. But like I said, that's about it. I gotta go to the doctor and get these eyes taken care of. They gotta come up with the drop to keep my eyes from developing an allergy, whatever. But thanks for taking the time to listen. I hope you have a safe weekend. Remember to wash your hands because of this coronavirus. Keep socially distanced at least 6 feet apart. Wash your hands frequently for at least 22 seconds, they say. And stay away from people that don't care whether they spread coronavirus infections. My one friend says, stay away from nasty-ass people, and that's about it. That explains it. And when vaccinations become available in your area, get it. I already have my first shot on March the 26th. I had to run all the way up to Danville, which is close to 50 miles away. And then the 17th of April, which is a Saturday, I'm going to go up again. So I'm hoping the weather's nice. We don't have any wild winds blowing or anything freaky. Then I'll go up and get that second shot, and I'll be a lot more at ease. All right, I'm going to leave this go for now. Thank you for taking the time. Please remember to like and subscribe to my page. I'd appreciate that. On YouTube, I go as John I Fly. That's all small letters. Johni, F as in Frank, L as in love, Y. I use my real name on Facebook, John R. Unell. That's Unell. And feel free on YouTube, comment. I think even on Facebook. Leave some comments down below, like it, and let me know what you think. I'd be interested. I always read all the comments. So feel free to comment and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, people, enjoy the rest of your weekend, your Easter holiday season. Finally, it's going to warm up. It was in the 40s today, around 42 or so. And windy all day. It wasn't as bad, but it was a steady wind. Sunday, it's going to be in like the 60s, and it's going to get a little warmer every day. So I got to get my windows cleaned out front here. All the traffic from 61's dirtied them up in the winter, so I got to get it cleaned up. But anyway, take care of yourselves and please stay safe. I care for each and every one of you. And I will be talking to you soon. Let's see, this is Friday. Probably by sometime next week, maybe the beginning of next week, I'll have something else to talk about. Well, anyway, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.